hate to admit this, but I went down a little bit of a shame spiral related to some figures from an InBody scan. So I've been doing this 8-week program at Orange 3 Fitness where it's called the strength in numbers, or strength in numbers. The idea is to get lifting heavier weights, building more muscle. And so we did an InBody scan in June, and we just did one today. And of course, I look at the numbers, and my weight's gone down, but also my muscle mass has gone down. And so I'm like, how is this possible? Because in the classes, what I've been doing is actually increasing over those 8 weeks. I've gone up almost 15 pounds to 15 pound heavier weights. So I'm lifting much heavier weights, but the numbers on this InBody scan do not reflect that. So I was like, for a split moment, got really like, what's the point? Why am I bothering? Why did I spend all this time? And then I had to like sort of step back from a little bit and go, okay, well, I realized that one, the thing is how accurate can it be all the time? So it's just one data point for me. The other data points are like, how am I feeling in my body? What's my energy like? What am I able to lift? I mean, I am deadlifting 110 pounds. I can do 12 reps now in the final part of that session. I'm actually not just lifting heavier for the strength challenge that we're doing, but have been lifting heavier in all the other exercises when we're on the floor. So it was a moment where I was like, I do all this exercise, why with this number? And then doing a little bit of research, realized that actually using creatine can also changes where like water sits in your body, and it sits inside the muscle instead of on the outside of the muscle. And this InBody scan actually does with electric pulses, it has an algorithm that it uses, and the algorithm only works in a certain way. And so if those are a little bit off, it can screw all the numbers. And so doing a little bit of research, I noticed that, whoa, my thing is flying around. I noticed that the numbers actually across my body, so what they do is the InBody scan does your torso, both your arms and your legs, and every single part of my body had decreased by the same amount, which is not possible. Like, I can't equally work both the muscles in my arms at the same amount of poundage. So from a spiral, I managed to step back a little bit, realize that that was not my story, and look at the other parts of the story about how I feel in my body and in my emotional state. And also that there's some scientific reasons that this body scan may be different than the first one I did. So all that to say is that sometimes we can look at only one aspect, or I can do that and get caught up in it. And when I realize that I am doing that, I have to really, I'm one of those people who's an external processor, so I have to talk it out with people. So Beth and I spent a lot of time talking about it today. I talked to my coach about it, and just thinking in that external processing, realizing that that's not the only story, and realizing that, even though I can admit that I got a little bit like in a blame cycle for myself, is that I am 63 years old and still working out 3 or 4 times a week, still take no medication, still get my 11,000 steps almost every single day, and I still love exercising. So I realized I just do the things I love, and when I do the things I love, what happens is I feel good in my body, and my body actually changes because my brain changes, and I look at myself in a very different way. So my hope for you is that you also get to do the same. So I have a group that meets monthly called Bold Moves, where we talk about this sort of stuff, like what are the things that get in the way when we're trying to make a move, and what will help us make a bold move to move further forward. So if you're interested, make sure that you look on the link below. It'll tell you how to sign up for that. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe and like, and we'll build this channel.